There have been tons of eyes in contact with Earth people throughout history. Most are humanoid, and many are human, including our ancestors, because Atlantis was a human colony before they blew themselves to Stone Age in the Great Flood, and the surviving humans restarted from scratch 12,000 years ago. The Cabal did that shit, by the way. Some of the survivors that fucked off prior to planetary annihilation came back and helped. Mount Olympus was their base, and the base commanders and staff are basically what we know as Greek pantheon. To keep on with the theme, Zeus really did wet his weenie on the indigenous female population. Many times. Guess that privilege comes with the rank. I have no idea if he was a good or a bad guy. One source says Zeus bad, other says Zeus good. All I know is that he was laying Earth women left and right. In the 1930s we had contact with a race that was not that fortunate to be able to reproduce via sex. They were the Greys, the most pop culture friendly race of eyes. While unable to screw, they were screwed themselves. So they needed human DNA to create a hybrid race and save themselves from extinction, because who would have thought that technocracy and cloning will lead to your species' demise? That's why abductions were so prevalent in the past century, and the stories of women getting pregnant aboard UFOs only to find their babies missing a few months later are probably true. That race apparently did more evil shit, which prompted the Good Eyes, Pleiadians, to eject them off planet, because signing a top-secret agreement on behalf of your government doesn't mean the Earth population is willingly getting abducted. That's why there are no more ET abductions. Gateways? Could be anything. Bermuda Triangle was an Atlantean gateway that went haywire opening portals and shit, it got shut down some time ago. Thank you, very good to see people like you interested. We need to push this topic more to find out the full truth. Some interesting things I learned from many sources over the years. Good aliens smell good, bad aliens smell bad. Evil greys smell like trash cans, according to Phil Schneider, and evil reptilians smell even worse, from another source. Good reptilians are highly based. Vrillon is an example. You can actually hear him talk in 1977 broadcast Hijack. Some ET spacecraft are so advanced they fly at the speed of thought. Mount Shasta houses a secret civilization of surviving Lemurians from before the Great Flood. The entrances are guarded by holographic technology, and they even have a mini space fleet. By definition they are indigenous Americans and Earth people. Everyone and their mother uses circular craft like cigars or discs because the gravity field is shaped like that and cosmic energy flows in a circular pattern. There are exceptions, of course. Triangles are cool too. Despite our differences, on average all extraterrestrials are people like we are, regardless of the amount of fingers/eyes/appendages. If a planet has 3.0 g gravity, rainfall is fatal. Stefan Dinaird's book. The entire planet Earth is tunneled out like Swiss cheese with multiple independent underground tunnel networks with bases. Positive aliens use one tunnel network, including the Mount Shasta ones. Dumbs from the Kabbalist military use another, and other alien sort use the third largest network. Phil Schneider almost died when the dumb network accidentally intruded into the evil ET1. Pleiadians fap but don't even know what porn is. Those that do, wish they didn't. The root of Indo-European languages is from an ancient planet called Lyra. If the following story is true, then is grounds for the most epic sci-fi action movie of all time, involving a group of patriots liberating children from underground ET slavery with the unlikely help of royal reptoids. https://nwwbibliotecapliads.net/offimits/offimits_dulce08.htm. What else? Well, to answer the biggest question, if they are here, why don't we see them more? This is an explanation I find adequate. The situation on Earth is a dynamic equilibrium of two warring sides, where one has the overwhelming advantage, light forces, and the other has hostages, dark side. We are the hostages. It's a standoff and you need ET SWAT to defuse it. Never mind the relative power of the forces involved. If one side has hostages, you can't just barge in and start shooting. It's gonna end badly. This crumb confirms that, pick related. There is no better explanation for that crumb, so far, other than that one. You don't see more ET information because that info would have the hostages executed, therefore we have to do things slowly by the book. About that incarnation thing, Many autists are extraterrestrial souls that incarnated in earthly bodies on a mission to save the planet. The operation to save Earth is so damn big. Not much really. Some are natural, some are man-made. There were special access projects that involved stargates. They look exactly like they do in the sci-fi series, except squarish. I think Corey Good has more info.
Another thing I want to reach to you is that during the unbelievable part, I was involved in building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. Number of the original wells or drilling machines that were used were at the rate of 2 miles a day. It was fairly rapid. The equipment kept coming up broken. So we wanted to go down, we wanted to send somebody down there, a human observer, or human observers in this case, to find out what was going on. Well, to our total surprise, first of all, the government knew all about it. They didn't tell anybody. When I saw Green Beret and Black Beret people encamped inside of our geologist camp, I knew something was up, the gig was up. First of all, I knew all about the alien agenda. I'll explain that in a few minutes. The large alien grays had been encamped there for as best as believed possible about 400 or 500 years. It had been one of their internal bases. And we drilled holes right on top of it. All the stinking air, all the black sooty air came right out as soon as the first hole was sunk, and all this soot came up, and well, that's when all the hell broke loose, really, all started. Anyway, after we drilled all 4 holes, it took about 2 days to drill all 4 of them. And when you build an underground base, you drill 4 basic holes, and then you build called stopes or cross-member holes across, and then you use blasting equipment, special blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock formation, and you literally blast out or tunnel out or deflagrate or melt rock out to build the large rooms that are required for this underground base. Well, in this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. The person the entity was absolutely horrible. I didn't waste any time. I reached for my pistol. At that time, as an engineer, I didn't have time to carry all the folderol of one of these big submachine guns that all the sea spray and the yellow fruit and all the outer perimeter and inner perimeter security people carried. I carried a little Walther PPK pistol with a 9-shot clip. This was in late August of 1979. Now, you got a regular suit of clothes, you got a regular clothes on, plus you're in almost like a spacesuit environment, and you're reaching for a gun. It's not the easiest thing to do, and then to pop a clip in it and start shooting. And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal, and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me. And it was some form of electrical force, because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me. Completely crispy crittered my left foot. Burnt the shoe right off of me. All I remember is the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious, but in and out of, I didn't remember much. And there was a Green Beret that was right behind me that risked his life. In fact, he died. But he risked his life. He shoved me back in the basket and hit the button and took me up. And I wouldn't be alive talking to you today if it wasn't for him. I'm forever indebted. He lost his life. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, crack troops lost their lives because the government, our United States government, lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat. There's a war underneath there, and I'm talking dead serious.